Welcome back, student. In this video I am going to explain regarding lesson photosynthesis. In first part I have explained few terms, and in this video the remaining terms I am going to explain. So what we are going to learn here about stomata, structure, working of stomata, factors affecting photosynthesis and significance of photosynthesis. So one by one, each topic, each point I am going to explain it here. First, stomata. What is meant by stomata? Where it is present? Stomata are minute opening present on the surface of leaves. These are more common on the lower surface of the leaf. Then structure. What is the structure of the stomata? You may see in this figure, two figures are there. In first figure, stoma is closed, and in the second, the stoma will remain open. So, there are cells which are surrounded around the stoma, that is called as a guard cell, and they are forming a kidney shape. Inside the guard cell, chloroplast is there. Inside the chloroplast, chlorophyll is there, and role of chlorophyll is help in process of carrying photosynthesis. Nucleus is present. So, what is the structure? A stomata consists of an opening surrounded by two kidney-shaped cells called guard cell. The guard cell contains chloroplast and carry out photosynthesis. Guard cells are surrounded by subsidiary cells. The whole structure consisting of the opening guard cell and subsidiary cell is called stomatal apparatus. The term stomata refers to the two guard cell along with the opening which they surrounds. So, now come to the next, that is role, or it is also called as a working of stomata. Exchange of gases takes place between this stomata and the atmosphere. Which gases are exchanged during this process? Carbon dioxide and oxygen. Carbon dioxide is entered through the pores, that means through stomata from the atmosphere, and oxygen gas is evolved or released through the pores through the process of photosynthesis. The opening and closing of stomata is related to photosynthetic activity in the leaves. Stomata are wide open during the day as photosynthesis occur during that period. In the dark or at the night, when there is no photosynthesis, stomata are closed. This is about the working of the stomata or role of the stomata. Then next, second point, factors affecting photosynthesis. There are totally six factors are there. One by one we are going to study in detail. Six factors are: first is light intensity, second availability of carbon dioxide, third temperature, fourth availability of water, fifth chlorophyll, and sixth inorganic mineral ions. So these are the factors affecting photosynthesis. How they are affecting the rate of photosynthesis? First one, light intensity. Photosynthesis increases with increase in light intensity up to a certain point. Availability of carbon dioxide. Photosynthesis increases with increase in carbon dioxide concentration. Then third, temperature. Up to a certain temperature, the rate of photosynthesis increases with increase in temperature. Optimum temperature range is 20 degrees Celsius to 35 degrees Celsius. This is the optimum range of temperature, or the value should be range between these two levels. If the temperature is below 20 degrees Celsius or above 35 degrees Celsius, there will be the rate of photosynthesis will be decrease, or it will be slow down. Then fourth, availability of water. Less availability of water reduces photosynthesis through closure of stomata. If stomata remain closed at the night time, at that time the water availability, if it is less, they will reduce the rate of photosynthesis. Then chlorophyll. Photosynthesis requires the pigment called chlorophyll. Without chlorophyll, the process of photosynthesis will not take place, does not be happen. Then sixth one, inorganic mineral ions or dehydrated green plants means plant without water. Water is removed from that plant. It contains four elements: carbon, hydrogen, oxygen and nitrogen. This element consists of about 96% of the total plant dry weight combined in the form of organic compound, that is protein, carbohydrate, fats, etc. Remaining 4% of the green plant dry weight consists of following chemical element in the form of inorganic compounds. So what are the inorganic compounds? Sulfur, phosphorus, calcium, iron, magnesium, potassium, chlorine, aluminium, boron, manganese, copper, zinc and chlorine. These elements are obtained from the soil water taken up through the root system as ions. Each of the inorganic ions have different function in the process of photosynthesis. Some elements are required in higher quantities called as a macronutrient, and some are required in small or lower quantities called as a micronutrients, or it is also called trace nutrient. Macronutrients are carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, phosphorus, sulfur, potassium, calcium, iron and magnesium. These are all macronutrient. And micronutrients means copper, zinc, boron, manganese and molybdenum. These are all micronutrient. So if there are less or availability of any nutrient, they will cause a deficiency disease. Here there are few elements or nutrients. If they are less available, then they cause a deficiency disease. First, that is nitrogen. They are causing deficiency disease called chlorosis, that is yellowing of leaves. Second, calcium. Abnormal leaf shape stunted plants. The leaf shape is not normal and the plant will not grow. Growth will be stopped if calcium deficiency is there. Then third one, iron. Chlorosis of young leaves. We may see the chlorosis or yellowing of leaves in the young leaves. Then fourth, magnesium. Chlorosis of older leaves. Here, chlorosis or yellowing of leaves may be observed on the older parts of the leaves. Then, fifth one, phosphorus. Poor plant growth. The plant growth will not take place vigorously. Slowly, the plant will grow due to the deficiency symptoms of phosphorus. Then, last point in this video, that is significance of photosynthesis. Now, significance means importance of photosynthesis. Photosynthesis is of great importance due to the following reason. First one, synthesis of food for all. Green plants are the only one organism that produce food by photosynthesis. All the animals and non-green plants depend on the green plants for their food. Then second, oxygen for respiration. Since green plants release oxygen during the process of photosynthesis, all the other living organisms depend on this oxygen for respiration to survive, maintaining a balance in atmosphere. Through photosynthesis, plants maintain a balance between oxygen and carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. Then fourth one, provide fossil fuels. The energy stored in all types of fossil fuels is basically solar energy stored during photosynthesis. Fifth, Other products of photosynthesis. The entire plant body is a result of photosynthesis. We get a number of other things from the plant such as fibers, gums, medicines, turpentine, tannin, etc., which are derived from the process of photosynthesis. So children, this is all about this whole lesson, photosynthesis. Thanks for watching. Okay, thank you.